Welcome to the Explainer. Today, we're jumping right into a special team feature. We're looking at an absolute masterclass in team dynamics, specifically Argentina's mind-blowing World Cup journey. We're going to unpack some raw reflections straight from the pitch to see exactly what it takes to build a team that is just rooted in absolute resilience. And the lessons we're uncovering today, they aren't just about sports. They're about how literally any group of people can come together and achieve the impossible. Okay, let's dive into this. After going behind, we managed to turn it around in stoppage time. I mean, just imagine the sheer heart-pounding pressure of that exact moment. You're on the world's biggest stage. The clock is totally in the red. You're trailing. And yet, somehow, you find a way to flip the script at the absolute last possible second. It's crazy. This statement isn't just a basic recap of a game. It's a testament to a totally relentless mindset. And it perfectly sets the stage for everything we're going to analyze today.
Moving into Section 1, Facing the Challenge.
So, reaching a World Cup semifinal doesn't just happen without facing some severe, honestly back-breaking obstacles along the way. As the team reflected, with all the challenges that we've had, we've come this far. The coaching staff expressed this profound, eternal gratitude to the players for navigating those relentless challenges. Because getting to that stage, it required something way deeper than just physical talent or pure skill. It took an absolutely unyielding collective spirit. And really, the whole shebang comes down to resilience, the capacity to withstand or to recover quickly from difficulties, toughness. I want you to frame our entire team feature analysis today around this one concept. Just think about it for a second. How do you handle sudden deficits in your own life? When you suddenly fall behind on your goals, do you panic? Or do you find a way to bounce back quickly and just tough it out? Which brings us to Section 2, Composure Under Pressure. Now, what's really interesting about this is the exact step-by-step chronology of their in-game turnaround. Step 1, a second-half goal is conceded. Now, that's the kind of shock that completely breaks lesser teams. But look at Step 2. Instead of scrambling or just giving in to the chaos, they deliberately settled into the game. And then Step 3, they found composure and patience. They didn't rush. They just absorbed the blow, stabilized their emotions, and systematically took back control of the match. You really have to notice the stark tactical contrast here. The opponent scored and immediately sat back, just completely retreating into defense to protect their lead. Argentina, on the other hand, they responded by playing their own game with absolute patience. They steadfastly maintained their identity. Actually, they didn't suddenly alter their core philosophy or abandon their strategy just because they were down. They relentlessly searched for a goal, and this is key, they did it entirely on their own terms.
All right, Section 3, the Pillars of Unity. And this brilliantly illustrates that tactics alone do not pull off a stoppage-time comeback. It requires an invisible foundation. We're talking about character, desire, unity, and strength. Now, these aren't just fluffy motivational buzzwords you'd slap on a locker room wall. They're specific, powerful traits that were explicitly named as being on active display during those high-pressure moments. They needed the character to not fold, the desire to keep pushing forward, the unity to stay connected as a squad, and the absolute mental strength to execute the plan.
The secret sauce really is in this specific reflection. Today was another display of character, desire, unity, and strength. The absolutely crucial word in that sentence is another. This comeback, it wasn't just a one-off stroke of luck. No way. It was a consistent, conscious display of the team's core values. When the pressure hit its absolute peak, their fundamental team culture is what naturally surfaced to save the day. Let's look at Section 4, Playing for the Fans. I mean, what fuels you when your muscles are screaming and the clock is literally out of time? Well, it was a match we wanted to win. We wanted to give this joy to the fans. Beyond all the brilliant tactical adjustments, their deepest motivation was actually entirely external and totally selfless. They were out there playing to bring joy to their supporters. That kind of collective purpose, it becomes an incredibly powerful, almost unstoppable engine when things get rough. So the crucial point is that it was all to give joy to the fans and to reach the World Cup final. All of that immense patience we talked about, the composure after conceding a goal, that unbreakable unity, and the selfless desire to bring joy to others, it all perfectly culminated right here. They earned their spot in the biggest match in the world simply because they refused to abandon who they were in the face of absolute adversity. As we wrap up this explainer, I really want you to take a moment and think about how you can apply this. When faced with your own stoppage time deficits, those intense moments in life and business, or in a big project when you suddenly fall behind at the last minute, what's going to be your default reaction? Are you going to sit back and retreat out of fear, or will you channel your character, your unity, and play your own game with absolute patience? It's a pretty powerful choice. Thanks so much for joining me for this team feature, and I'll catch you next time.